People who take their dogs everywhere are obnoxious people. I hate that seemingly everywhere is dog-friendly or at least doesn't tell dog owners no. In the last few months I've seen multiple dogs in everyday places. They shouldn't be or makes me question why it is here in the first place. It's clear that dog owners push the boundaries as much as they can. Just because a dog can go places doesn't mean it should. Just because dogs are allowed doesn't mean they belong there. I get some places being dog-friendly. But to have to actively search for a company that prohibits animals is unnecessary and problematic. People just put their dog in Target and grocery carts. People let them. On the furniture and even tables at restaurants. It's annoying having to stay up over a dog to simply go to the restroom. Why do you need your yappy dog to go buy a new cell phone? I am uncomfortable around dogs and I have family members that are allergic, but because a place is dog-friendly we are expected to accommodate the dog owner? Fuck that. I am not talking service dogs, of course. Please remember what subreddit you are in. This is unpopular opinion. We want civil and unpopular takes and discussion. Any uncivil and twos violating comments will be removed and subject to a ban. Have a nice day. I am a bot, and this action was performed automatically. Please contact the moderators of this subreddit. Message compose to equals r unpopular opinion if you have any questions or concerns. People actually buy service animal vests off the internet and then get really angry when you point out that that dog is pulling on its leash, something a service animal would never do because they're trained to walk in step with you. Stolen valor of the animal world. I work in a restaurant and we had a lady maybe in her 30s come in holding a dog. The hosts in the front asked and the lady starts pointing at her service tag on the collar. The server also asked about the dog, so the lady gets all pissy and starts demanding to speak to someone. She ran up to me insisting it was a service dog, to which I replied, I understand. We as a business just have to ask and make sure. We simply wanted to know if the dog was needed because of disability. Her response was, I come here all the time and I tip your server really well. My mom also has cancer. Her mom was with her at the time. When I asked her if the dog was trained to perform a task, she started bitching and screaming about how her mom has cancer. I told her I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm asking what the dog is trained to do. She started cursing and yelling and just asked for her check. It takes a few people to ruin things for everyone else, and it's unfortunate for those who actually have needs, because others made it more difficult for them. This is generally how my conversations go when someone brings in a dog, claiming it's a service dog. I'm required to ask, is that a service dog? Them. Yes. Me. What is it trained to do or what task does it perform? Them. It's for emotional support, anxiety. Me. Then. No, it's not a service dog. Them. Yes, it is. Me. No, it's not. And the AITA, Americans with Disabilities Act, doesn't recognize emotional support dogs as service dogs. I sometimes show them a screenshot from the AITA website saved on my phone. Them. Well, they should. I think it's important for businesses to have clear policies about whether or not dogs are allowed, so customers know what to expect. It's pretty easy when it comes to restaurants and bars indoors. Short answer, no. Long answer, no. A few breweries in my area are dog-friendly. The owners even bring their dogs too. That's every brewery around where I live. Brewery by me had a dog attack a bartender. She wasn't seriously hurt, so now no more dogs. I love it even more now. I like dogs and I agree with you. What is with this trend of filling your emotional voids with a dog and then expecting everyone else to treat the dog like a human? Emo. One of the most common personality faults is this: believing if people are not actively and frequently complaining about something you are doing, then it must be fine. My best friend does this quite a bit, including relating to his shitty dogs being assholes. Well, no one said anything, so I don't feel bad. In fact, most people were thinking it but just not saying it, because who TF enjoys confrontation? I like to evaluate philosophies or ways of living by asking a simple question. If everyone lived this way, would it be okay? If everyone brought their dog everywhere, or pretend they are service dogs so they can fly, go in grocery stores, etc., would that be sustainable? The answer is often no. There is only room in this world for these self-centered people because most of us behave in a communal manner. And GT. One of the most common personality faults is this. Believing if people are not actively and frequently complaining about something you are doing, then it must be fine. Yup. It's called being thoughtless and inconsiderate. And GT. Emo. One of the most common personality faults is this. Believing if people are not actively and frequently complaining about something you are doing, then it must be fine. I like this comment. It's true. I can't stand folks who let their dogs roam off leash. There are almost always rules and signs that say that your dogs must be on a leash, but people never follow. I was up above treeline a lot last summer and they just let them chase marmots and pika, which are endangered, and were a danger to other hikers on narrow parts. Where dogs? They're dogs. I had a coworker who was deathly allergic to dogs. Like the kind where her throat would start to close up if she were exposed to one. People like that should have the reasonable expectation that they can walk into a restaurant or a nail salon without having to worry about dying from an allergic reaction. I have a dog that I absolutely love and like bringing everywhere, that explicitly allows them. I agree that some places should not be dog-friendly and some should. There is nothing wrong with banning them from certain places, especially anywhere that serves food and drink. Pubs and coffee shops are fine with well-behaved dogs. Almost as obnoxious as people who still don't understand the difference between there and there. I work with dogs. I have a dog. I love dogs and all animals. They should not be in any store at all besides a pet supply store. For the people in the back, they should not be in any store at all besides a pet supply store. Obviously, this is excluding service dogs. They have a valid working medical reason. And no, your ESA is not a service dog. Your ESA actually indirectly discredits those who actually need a service dog. What's the reasoning behind thinking it's fine in a pet supply store? Do they have samples for the dog to let them pick their favorite chow? Can toys and accessories be taken for a spin? I'm a longtime non-pet owner, so genuinely curious. I do reckon that people uncomfortable around dogs and or allergic to them visit pet supply stores about as much as the next guy. Well, many pet supply stores also have grooming salons, veterinarians, and also do sell some small critters as well as have adoption days or pets living in-house for adoption. So, if someone was that allergic to pets, it probably wouldn't be a good place to peruse. It depends on where the dogs are taken, but if dogs are taken out too for walking, then that's actually about responsible dog ownership. You can stay away from those places. Not every place is like that. I'm not talking about walks outside or pet stores. I'm more talking about grocery stores, Targets of the world, gyms, restaurants, and other retail stores. Like has zero purpose being with you to buy a cell phone. Leave it at home. I'm also allergic and not a big fan of dogs. I tolerate them and will pet them, but it's kind of combined. Like if you're walking to a pets allowed grocery store to do your shopping anyway, why not multitask and bring your dog? Or if you're walking to buy a phone and the place allows dogs inside, it may be safer to have a dog with you. I haven't been to a phone store in a long while, but they're typically in the bad part of town. A dog might be for self-defense in that case, so someone doesn't try to rob you after you buy a new phone. Local, not chain, gyms typically allow dogs to incentivize people to continue coming to the gym. They found that allowing dogs helps their customers maintain a regular workout plan. Restaurants. Around here, the dog-friendly area is typically the outdoor area, so I can't comment much on that. If I don't want to step around dogs, I just eat inside. But generally, if dogs are allowed inside, I accept that. I don't know the situation of whoever has their dog with them. Maybe they walk to the store and are walking home. Maybe they take the bus and then have to walk home after that, and they live in a dangerous part of town. Perhaps they just really like their dog. Maybe their house is being fumigated today, or an electrician or plumber is fixing something, and they decided to take the dog out on an adventure while their partner, roommate handled the service workers. Maybe it is a service dog, and the person just didn't use the vest. The specially marked vest harness is not actually required as long as the dog's ID is on hand. Sometimes the identifiers bring unwanted attention. Since I don't know why the dog is there, I don't let it bother me. Isn't that a vanishingly small number of people, though? Have you been to Home Depot? Dogs everywhere. Yeah, they are a pet-friendly store. What is it with people bringing pets to hardware stores? I know someone who works at Home Depot, and she's always ranting about having to clean up dog piss. It's so fucking annoying.